winter sunshine. We had another load of storms once again, loads of wind, loads of rain, but this week seems to be better. Well, today anyway. Yesterday was a bit rubbish. I would say we could do a bit of tree hugging, but that would mean crashing in this context, wouldn't it? Tree hugging. Yeah. So back out again today with Pete. I'm going to do a bit of off-piste, but some different off-piste. So I'm going to head out with him and we're going to do the warm-up on one of the blue trails here. And then I'll head up the hill to get to a side that I haven't been for a little while. So it'll be a case of probably going down it steady to start off with to see if there's anything that's in the way. And then after that, maybe do a little bit of filming on some sessioning of some off-camber routey section, so we'll see. It's a beautiful day for a change compared to how it has been. Still pretty chilly though, but no gloves for me. Possibly dark sunglasses was not the right choice for this bit. We just had a lady come towards us. Not only was she on a bike trail, but she was walking the wrong way down a bike trail. So this trail is one of the two blues at Haldon, the easier of the two. So it's really very flat and scenic, but one of the most popular trails because you could take any sort of bike really down here. So it wouldn't have to be anything too special and perfect for kids' bikes. So not so bad because today is a Thursday. If you come down there doing that at a weekend, you're probably going to get run over.
You want me to go then?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be sitting most of the time.
Nah, you won't. So now we've done the really easy blue, which I actually thought was longer than it was, but we did it so quick. We actually above the motor speed on some of it. So now I'm going to do the majority of the slightly harder blue, which is longer but also a little bit more interesting, to get over to the fire road to go to the off-piste that I'm going to section. So I'm going to follow Pete down. Again, this is a real kind of family trail as well, but as you can see it's a little bit more loose and bumpy, which makes it a little bit harder, and it's longer with some hills, whereas the last one we just did was basically flat. Ah, it's squishy. That was a bad line. So I haven't done this in years. So I can't really remember what's on here. When I come to Haldon, I tend to just cross all the no, wrong. I tend to cross all the trails to get to the off-piste. Nice line, Pete. Right. Nice line. Yeah, they've done some work down here, haven't they? Oh, spoke too soon. Nice and scenic down here. You still did that better than I've ever seen you do that before though. Pedally, I've been pedalling out of the saddle just to see what my knee feels like. Still the odd twinge of pain, but a few weeks ago I couldn't even pedal out the saddle, so this is definitely an improvement. If you weren't there to follow, then I would have gone into a tree. Yeah, because I went way too fast. Obviously I can't see very well, and I only saw the back of your bike at the last minute. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, ask me a question, find out more about me, leave a comment, and watch more of my videos. Split off now from Pete. He is off to do his own little off-piste exploring and to do a bit more of the blue. And I am now coming up to the side of the hill I didn't go the other week to follow some trails down there. So there's lots of different sections at Haldon. There is so much. It's such a good place because people with any kind of ability can come and have a really good day. And even with the off-piste, they're not graded obviously because it's not an official place, but there is certainly parts of the hill that are easier than others. So I'm just having a little run down what looks like a fresh trail. So I'm going to go down the trail that I sessioned on in a minute, but I'm just going to have a look down here first to see where this ends up. It might not go very far. In fact, I think it's going to end up pretty much in a bog, but perhaps the trail fairies are creating something new. Yeah, so as I suspected, it doesn't go that much further down. It joins onto another bit of off-piste that I'm going to do in a minute, but I reckon that people are probably looking to be able to cross that off-piste and head off further down through the woods, which should be really cool, because a lot of the trails here, they're quite old and established, and they're really good fun to ride, but there hasn't been much new for a while. But perhaps with the felling in the recent accidental felling with the wind, perhaps there'll be some really good options for some new trails. It really is nice around here, especially on a nice weather day. As I was saying before, the amount of different trails and riding that you can do in Haldon's great. So this off-piste we're about to go down now, not massively difficult in terms of elevation and steepness, but it's often very slippery and muddy, and some of the corners are quite tight, so you kind of pick what you want to ride, whereas some of the other trails across the other part of the forest are a lot steeper and shorter. But these ones aren't quite so steep, but they're longer and flowy because they go right from the top where I am now, right down to the bottom into the river, which, yeah, this time of year is probably going to be pretty wet. For reference, I'm really out of breath then because I just ran up the hill from the from looking at that bit of loam. So I'm really out of breath now. So going back down the bit of trail that I just showed you the clips of with the sessioning, so a bit of point of view for that. Okay, but now we're going to follow the whole trail down. So this is the awkward bit, because this corner here can be so slippy. Yep, and it's going to be really muddy. And like a lot of the forest, there's going to be quite a bit of forest on the floor by the looks of it. I'm taking my glasses off now because I couldn't see anything. But the light in here just makes my eyes water. Whoa! That's really broken up now. Hug tight through there. This is not actually as squishy as I thought. Although, famous last words. Well, might not be that squishy, but that bit was proper slidey. I can't see my eyes are watering that much. Note to self, bring some low light goggles. And it's such a big thing, so when I was going between the e-bike and my orange Alpine 6, I never noticed that much difference when I changed bikes, but because I am now on the Santa Cruz, which is so light in comparison, almost forgot where I was going there. When I get on this, it feels so totally different to jump, because it's a lot heavier than that carbon bike. So yeah, but I am fairly sure I'm getting the wheels off the ground. It's just in my head it feels really different. That was not as bad up there as I thought it would be. Whoa, that's a lot worn away compared to last time. It's changed a lot since I've last been down these trails. I forget they're here, because I ride the other ones much more often because I really enjoy them. And I forget about these. As you can see, they're a little bit more janky. Ooh, ow. And puddly. Whereas the off-piste the other week when I came was a lot drier. Right, I think I've got to the bit that I want to get on. I'm not entirely sure. I might get completely lost from this point, because there's one trail that I normally do that I've just done, and then there's a middle trail, and then there's a load of trails to the right that takes you right off to the other side of the woodland, which I don't want to go to today, because if I go over there I'll get lost and I'll never get back in time. So I'm going to follow this trail and hope for the best. Should be kind of similar to what I've just done. Okay, no, this is not the way I wanted to go. Definitely not. This is the one that's going to take me over to the other side, but I don't want to do right now. That I will do another day. So I'll switch you off and go back to the other. Right, trying again. So I want to go to this trail, but then I want to go round to the right, then round to the right again. So round. Off into the tree. Okay, we could be in. Could be the one. Might not be. I think it is. We're heading in the right direction. Ooh. What's this? Wow, I might have found a trail that I've not ridden before. Now then, now what do I do? Because do I go back to the trail I was going to ride, or do I have a look down here? Chosen to go back to the trail I was going to ride, and then I'll go back up and then go down. Because I've got time. Well, got the e-bike, so it's easy to get up. And then I'll get extra riding in anyway. Well, basically no grip down there. Bog. Whoa, ow. Okay, so there's obviously multiple ways to join to this bit that I didn't realise, but to be fair, they did look kind of newish, and as I said, this side out of the off-piste is not a side I normally ride, so a lot could have changed since the last time I rode over here. Whoa, coal. Could have gone on that bit. Oh, there's Pete over there.
From doing the blue completely again.
Really?
Yeah.
So next is a bit of off-piste. So same fire road as the bottom section that I did last time, but there's 3 that head down lower. So we're now on the middle one, which I crossed before. So slidey. That's a big, oh dear, wow. Although, even in the summer that bit's always wet. It just doesn't drain down here, I suppose. I used to be a real e-bike hater, but I have to say, just owning one is so good, especially for days like this, like in the winter when you want to get out and do as many downs as possible but you're constantly fighting the light, or just days where you just don't have time, or times when you want to really thrash yourself on as many downs as possible but you can't afford to keep paying for uplifts, as they're so good. Of course, you've got the maintenance costs and stuff on top of that, because they are more expensive to buy and look after. But by the time you've constantly driven to places with uplifts and stuff like that and broken your bike on multiple times on uplift days, it probably works out around the same anyway. And it's also been brilliant for me recently with my knee, because it's meant I could still keep out riding, whereas if I only had the analog bike I wouldn't have been able to ride as much, because there was a point a few weeks ago where I really just couldn't pedal on anything unless it was flat. Okay, the next bit of off-piste trail, this one, if I remember correctly, is very slippery. Not as much elevation, but just slippery. So, let's see. Whoop, yep, straight away. Back end's gone a different way to the front end. Whoa. Try and keep my mouth shut. Oh. Great e-bike trail, this one, because of those little sneaky ups. Wow, that really was slippery. Always slippy, that one. It's like just one of those that's like lethal at any time of year, and it's worse sometimes because in the summer you're like, oh, I'll be fine because it's summer, and then it just isn't. So muddy. Way. Little river crossing. Well, ow, nice. So if I'd have sort of carried on a little bit on that other trail that I was by the river, I would have come down this bit, but this length of trail is just a bit more fun. So those trails that I found at the top when I said, oh, there's new stuff, so that new stuff would have taken me down the same side as what I just did. But if I'd have gone along a little bit more and stayed in the lower part of the forest, they would have brought me out in this bit anyway, so everything actually joins together. So pedal back up, so get back onto the usual main trail. To get back up, whoa, even too slippy for the e-bike here. Off onto the edge of this bit, and then trying to pick up one of the different trails that comes down this one. So I have to go a bit slower so I can see it. There we are. Wow, so slippy, which kind of leads you into that one that was super slippy, so actually I suppose it just makes sense. This is a hunt because there was trails here before but I haven't been here for ages. I think it's this one. Yeah. I'm probably gonna get out. Yeah, whipped and scratched and whatever. But as you see, none of them are like massively long, but when you join them all together, you've got actually quite a good loop for a day here. So if you're wanting to ride like a big loop with some more interesting gnarly stuff, there's just so many different parts of the forest that you can join up together. That tree obviously didn't used to be there. Heading back to the van now with my feet out are very cold, and it's the time of the year where you're always starting to lose light and temperature and everything way earlier than you want to. Oh, I've just found another trail. This is good. I've got so much to come back to here and show you at Houghton. It's amazing. It's just brilliant because you just find stuff all the time, and then also people are building new stuff. That's a new bit of trail there as well that comes from somewhere, and those loamy bits I found earlier are definitely brand new and fresh, because you can see. So there's a lot of activity that goes on here, so plenty more stuff that's basically, well, new to you and new to me actually, and that's why I love it. It's not too far away, loads of stuff to do, good on the e-bike, good on the analog bike, good day out really. So that concludes today's vlog. As ever, thank you very much for watching this video. Please let me know in the comments whether you liked it, whether you've ridden here before, whether you know more stuff that I haven't found yet. Let me know and perhaps we can go for a ride. Thanks again for watching. See you at the next one.